Dímelo, mi gentes. So this is a combat kickback, and I just want to talk about what happened in UFC 313. And it's about the Uncle Live versus Alex Pereira. Now, I know I didn't make a prediction video because I'm not gonna lie to you, I just got lazy. So yeah, that's my fault. I should have made a prediction video. I got it when I would have gotten it right. But I'm just gonna tell you what happened. Well, I'm not gonna tell you what happened. I'm not doing a recap. You guys, those who saw the fight, saw. I can seeing a lot of people angry on how Alex lost. They say it was a robbery. People say that he lost. He won round 3. I'm just gonna tell you this right now. Basically this. First thing first, anyone who said Uncle Live was going to lose, you guys are complete idiots. All these MMA media guys are idiots. They don't know anything about fighting. I'm starting to love the comment sections on all these videos, like the Weasel, the mma-guru, what's his name, Era Hawani, who was, if anyone pay attention to what he said the word popular fighter lost. Like, I'm going to play this video from Full Mount.
Only because Alex Pereira, and I was trying to rack my brain as we were getting ready to go here, Alex Pereira is arguably the most popular active fighter in the UFC right now. I stress active because Conor McGregor, as long as he's still living and breathing and still a UFC fighter under contract, he will always be the most popular, but he's not so active these days. He hasn't fought since 2021. And he just lost his title in a very close fight, and we'll weigh in on how it should have gone in a moment, to someone who is nowhere near as popular as him, not even in the same stratosphere.
Like, the man said the popular fighter lost. The popular. That was the key word. Remember that. Popular fighter. That's going to, just remember those words. Popular fighter. So, everyone who kept saying, oh, Alex was going to win, he's going to knock him out. I don't think you guys know anything about fighting and no pay attention to Big Unc's fighting style. So, I'm just going to tell you a quick synopsis of how and why Alex was hesitant and didn't want to throw any punches. Number one, Uncle Live's striking is elite. That's one thing people tend to not know, that he trapped the hands. He kept jabbing the body. Every time Alex would throw like a jab, he came underneath. After two threw a jab, he had a counter for it. He stomped Alex's foot. He did a lot of fakes. There was a lot of reasons why Alex couldn't throw anything. Also, the speed. His hand speed and plus his physical speed. He was so much faster than Alex. His hand speed was so much better. His boxing techniques was better too. Remember, Alex came into exchange. Every one punch Alex threw, Uncle Live threw 3. One, bop, bop, bop. He already had our combinations on Alex. And that made Alex not want to throw any hands because he's like, dang. And if Alex missed, he was screwed. And Alex couldn't keep up with him. Number 3, the only thing Alex had was the leg kicks. But Uncle Live was dodging, and he also checked some of those kicks too, and also put pressure. It's hard to freaking fight when dudes avoid your kicks and pressure you. And the only thing Alex had was the kick game, because if Alex tried to get exchanged, he'll get kicked into the cage. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Body shots. Damn, oh man, it's another thing I've noticed about Alex. Ever since he moved to 205, them body shots are he's looking kind of weak against the body. I saw that when he was fighting Cleo Roundtree, and Cleo threw a jab to the body, and he magically took a few steps back. I saw that when he fought Uncle Live. He's looking kind of weak in the body. He was looking weak. The leg kicks were looking weak. All of that cumulative damage happened, and it was affecting him in the 3rd and 4th round. Uncle Live also did great hand trapping. Also, the little things people weren't paying attention was all the little inside things Uncle Live was doing with the hands. Uppercuts, jabs, 1-2. He was tagging so many things. He almost knocked Alex out in the 2nd round. That's crazy. And he was landing some damaging shots on Alex. And number 2, the reason why Alex couldn't really move so much laterally was due to the fact that Uncle Live had an answer for him. If he tried to move laterally, he'll teep kick him, or he'll throw kicks to the side of his leg or stomp him. And if he tried to move the opposite direction, he came in with that head kick. Bro, this man threw so many head kicks, it made Alex move backwards. Even though some of them grazed, bro, it made Alex stay in place. Like, you're not going to get out of the way. Like, the reason why he had a distance was so Alex was trying to get distance so he can move, not the left, but the right side. But every time he did, boom, sorry for y'all ears. Boom, head kick. Made him stay in place, made him only walk backwards. So when people were like, why can't he move laterally? He stopped them from moving laterally and then pressured them. And I know you're going to say Alex's takedown defense and this, that, and the third. I'm just going to shut this whole thing down right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to expose the Weasel. The Weasel, you're getting exposed here. Okay. And what happened in Magomed Ankalaev versus Jan Blachowicz? In your video, you, Mr. The Weasel, even stated that Ankalaev doesn't do well against the cage when he was trying to take Jan Blachowicz down.
Round, it was a completely different fight. Jan really didn't do much from the bottom. He was eating big shots, getting controlled very easily, and his takedown defense in general was much worse in the center of the octagon. It was actually a drastic difference. Jan was defending takedowns very well against the fence, but when he got shot at from the center, he got swept off his feet. It was crazy how much of a difference it was.
And it's been proven, and it's been seen in all his fights, that once you get against his opponents in the cage, he doesn't really do all that well when he's just wrestling off the cage. So he can't take people down. The reason why is because he's very fast twitch, so the cage kind of like takes away his momentum and everything. So the Weasel even said that in his fight against Jan Blachowicz. And it's true when every other fighter. That's why fighters usually go against the cage when they fight Ankalaev, because they know they only have to worry about the hand. Because they know he's not going to be able to take you down off the clinch work off the cage. But the problem with Ankalaev is he's very skilled with his hands, and he's a very skilled striker. As an MMA fighter, it's not going to learn the hard way that you kind of can't just sit there against the cage. He'll just piece you up. And from what we saw with Alex, he'll just hold you against the cage. And even just hold you. So let's get that myth out. Ankalaev has never really been a good fighter who wrestles people on the cage. He's in space. That's how he took down Jan Blachowicz. When he was in space, he does better in space. He doesn't do good against the cage. Also, that little sweep that Alex did, that was kind of like that wasn't really like a takedown. That was more of like he did that little sweep because he got frustrated, and he did it at the end of the round. If he was really that good, why didn't he do it again or do it earlier? And also, Alex was holding on to Ankalaev in most of those clinch scenarios. Like, Ankalaev literally was holding him out of the cage and trying to trip him, and Alex was trying to clinch him and try to go back. So he was purposely pulling Ankalaev. And when there was a moment where he tried to turn out, and Ankalaev grabbed him and said, "No, you're not going nowhere." Put him against the cage and said, "I'm going to hold you there." And also, he wasn't holding. If you guys pay attention, he was punching Alex in the clinch, throwing knees, punching, inside boxing. Come on, guys. Ankalaev was looking good in that clinch. Alex couldn't get out of it, and when he did, he just kind of held him and pulled him closer. Also, the reason why he couldn't also get a takedown is because he probably was his legs were kind of a little shot, because he checked a lot of those kicks and threw some kicks back. Oh yeah, Alex hasn't checked kicks in 205 ever too. Even with the Jan Blachowicz fight, he wasn't checking any of his kicks. I just coughed and keep him there. I'm still kind of sick. Well, you guys don't care. But those are other elements. Also, this also addressed the other elephant in the room, and Alex knew this. I mean, that explains why he agreed on the fight on this date. Ankalaev, Big Unk, sorry about that. Sorry, Magomed Ankalaev. Big Unk, Muhammad Big Unk Muhammad, or whatever he wants to be called. He beat him during Ramadan. This man literally fasted and man fasted, and his first meal was a left hook from Pereira. He ate that whole too. Like what Shaq would say, like barbecue chicken. The man came out fasted just to beat this dude. That's hilarious. And I'm not an Alex hater, guys. I've championed him heavily on this channel, so you can't say I'm a hater. But like, I'm just mad that MMA Media didn't necessarily saw the fight how it was, especially you, the Weasel. You just dropped 2 videos. I don't even have to look at. I can just tell by how many likes there was. People were up against him. I even read the comment section. The comments section. Leave me alone. And so, yeah, Weasel, you're a fraud. He seems the Guru even was like, well, Alex did this. Guru, you're getting fraud checked too. I even respect you in that one video, but y'all frauds. And other big MMA media centers, like all your favorite fighters, like Israel or Adesanya. Bro, Israel, you gotta learn how to do it. First thing first, Israel. Before you start saying who wins a fight, you gotta learn how to do a proper stance switch in a fight. You should have actually, if I was you, Izzy, you should have actually wrote notes on Uncle Liev, man. Uncle Liev was doing proper stance switches. He'll do like a teep and then switch stances, and then he'll do like a jab 1-2, switch stances, mid striking combo. Unlike you, who just does it out in space. You should probably take a lesson from that and learn. Take some notes instead of sitting on the couch. You should have pen and paper, Ryan. Like, oh, this is what Big Unk did. All right, Big Unk, I see you. Oh, yeah, sure. I should probably switch stances after a strike or after a fake, or use it as a footwork, or use it to like trick my opponent to the footwork. Oh, yes, Big Unk. Yes, Big Unk. You're very smart. Big Unk is smart right there. You should have been taking notes, Izzy. And all the MMA media, you guys are just like bandwagoners. Like, I get he's a celebrity now, but that doesn't discourage the fact that he got out beat. This was the first time he ever faced an MMA fighter. And I also exposed Weasel for knowing that. Come on, Weasel. You need to make a fourth video and just say, yeah, Uncle Liev isn't really good against the cage. He's never really been a takedown artist against the cage. He's better in space. That's where his takedown. So if, let's say, adjustments. I honestly, I'm getting tongue tied. I'm just gonna say adjustments. Uncle Liev adjustments. So if they're due fight, it's not gonna be during Ramadan, so he won't be so exhausted. He'll be more engaged to fight better. As a fact. So if they were to fight again, yeah, Uncle Liev Big Unk's gonna destroy him, man. Because if, let's say, Alex was willing to throw exchanges, he's gonna get dropped or he's gonna get taken down and TKO'd. Because there's a reason why Alex didn't want to throw exchanges. Uncle Liev will get on him, but then the cage, and Uncle Liev doesn't do great against the cage. But we can't say that Uncle Liev's clinch game got better. He held him there and started punching him. And for anyone who's wondering, Uncle Liev kind of did everything I said. I made a video right here. Said a man who predicted Alex's loss. And I kind of break down how to beat him. And I'm just going to play what I said like 8 minutes in. I don't know why I said his name like that. We can refer to them to both different styles. Now then, a style that will fit in is Muay Thai has different kind of styles. Just like boxing, they have the in-boxer, the out-boxer, the counter-puncher, the whatever. So one of the many styles of Clear is he will be more of a Muay mat. Muay mat is more of compact. They're kind of short, stocky. They kind of pressure their opponents. Once they get in, they go crazy inboxing and kind of spamming a little bit of elbows in it as well. And Alex, will be a more firmer, which is basically a technique. Will be the technical fighter and try out technique all his opponents, which is basically how Alex does. And that left hook is usually the piece of resistance that he puts in, with the English on the ball. And one of the other aspect is most Muay Thais can be more firmers because if they just play pressure, get in their face, throw some leg kicks, and get in, and also get in there, and also viral hit says, get him against the cage, spam some elbows, use some inside boxing. Now, would that work? Like I said before, if you get in Alex's face, you can get away with a lot of things. You got to get rid of the hands, get in his grill, not in his grill, but get in, because almost says, you don't understand, that's old school slang. I'm old, guys. I'm like 60, leave me alone. Get in his face, get in his bubble, and then kind of spam in there and kind of go in boxing, leg check kick, and get in and spam elbows. Who's also a southpaw. Unlike Jamal Hill, Khalil actually has a quick jab, quick right jab. It's very fast. He's very quick with it. Now the problem with Khalil is Khalil also likes to throw winging hooks when he gets excited. If Khalil can have a good composure and also stay disciplined, yeah, he can beat Alex. He actually has a chance. This isn't like a 35%. This is more of a 50-50 fight. And honestly, if he takes control and to counteract the left hook and throws a quick, right jab, he can actually counteract the left hook and make Alex throw a right hand and duck in, get in his face, and get in there, push him against the cage, and then spam them elbows and do some inside work. Now, can Khalil do that? He has done that multiple times. When he throws hook, he does lean down a little bit more on his left side than he does on his right. Recently, he does lean along the left, and he's been ducking under a lot of right straights. Since, he is a bit of a southpaw, so he does do that. He will check all the kicks because now he knows the takedown will come in. And before everyone says Alex is a black belt, black belt, and he won that jiu-jitsu competition, Alex has the takedown. Alex has the mobility and has the wrestling mobility of a 275-pound heavyweight in high school. He is stiff as hell in his wrestling. His jiu-jitsu is good. That wrestling is very stiff. Would be a worse nightmare for Pereira, and it would be hard for Pereira. Actually, I think Pereira will struggle a lot with Khalil. I don't think this is going to be an easy fight. I actually don't think he can actually win. Or, I'm just capping. Because if you go back in his other fights against this one dude who he fought in Glory Kickboxing, I'm not going to remember his name. I'm going to put his name right here. Who beat him twice, did what I told you. Get in his face, stay composed, walk him down, and he even dropped him. You can actually, but the power and the speed difference is, is how Alex was able. So, yeah. You guys heard that, right? I basically just explained how to beat Alex, and I thought Khalil Rountree was skilled enough, but Khalil Rountree, his hardware is good, and he does see the light. It's just his software is just awful. But yeah, I actually did predict how to beat Alex. So anyone who's wondering, the Moi Framer, come on guys. You see the fact that the Weasel doesn't know what that is, or the mma-guru, just tells you that they're not really fans of combat sports. They just watch MMA, primarily UFC. So they don't watch other fightings. I should have known when the Weasel was breaking down the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. I'm like, bro, why are you breaking that down? You should have break down like a real boxing match. You didn't break down the Bivol fight at all. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. And most of these dudes are frauds. I technically in a sense kind of predicted how to beat Alex. I mean, it wasn't that hard. So yeah, that's the end. And no hate on Alex Pereira. I've been championing you for years. It's just I knew this fight you weren't going to win because whatever adjustments you do, you're not going to win at all. The reason why it's this, Alex, you're just a striker. You have no wrestling. You have no jiu-jitsu. You have nothing. You just strike. That's why I picked you against those other dudes, because those dudes are idiots and don't know how to fight. They can't even strike, let alone do anything else. And this is going to be a great way how to pick fights. For anyone who wants to know how to pick fights, let me just tell you one last thing. The fighter with the most versatile skill set is usually going to win. The one that knows how to strike and or grapple, strike and grapple, can do both, they're going to win the fight. That's it. And that's all I got to say. That's in the Kickback. Ciao.